Hello, this is Bini, Assistant Professor in CSE Department from Emmanuel at JJ College of Engineering. Today I am going to discuss about MySQL tutorial. So first, we can see about the introduction of MySQL. So MySQL is a relational database management system used to store, organize and manage data efficiently. So MySQL is an SQL based relational database management system. It works using SQL, which is the language used to create, retrieve, update and delete data from databases. One important feature of MySQL is that it follows standard SQL syntax, which means the SQL commands we learn in MySQL can also be applied in many other database systems. MySQL is widely used in web development, especially with programming language like PHP and Perl to build dynamic websites and applications. MySQL provides both community edition, that is free and open source. Commercial edition includes advanced features and technical supports for enterprises. So consider an example. Think about a college management system. Student details, marks, attendance and faculty records can also be stored in a MySQL database and accessed whenever needed. So MySQL is a reliable, fast and widely used database system that helps applications store and manage large amounts of data efficiently. Now we can move on to the next slide, that is SQL used for data definition. Data definition means defining the structure of a database before storing data. In SQL, this is done using DDL, that is Data Definition Language commands. This part explains that SQL not only stores data but also defines how data should be organized. There are three important concepts here. The first one is schema for each relation. A schema means the structure of a table. It defines details like table name, column names and data types. Consider an example. A student table may contain student ID, name and department. The next one is domain of values associated with each attribute. Domain means the allowed values for a column. Example, age, only numbers, name, only text, gender, predefined values. The next one is integrity constraints. There are rules that maintain accuracy and consistency of data. Example, student ID should be unique, that is primary key. Marks cannot be negative. Email should follow a valid format. So SQL data definition help us design and control the database structure before inserting actual data. Now we will discuss domain types in SQL. In SQL, a domain type means the type of data that a column can store. This is similar to data types in programming languages like C, Java or Python. Different domain types are used depending on the kind of information we want to store. Let us see each one. The first one is char of n. It stores fixed length text. Example, if we give character of 5, always reserves 5 characters. If we store ABC, remaining space are filled automatically. The next one we can see var of n. Stores variable length text up to a limit. Example, if we have assign var of 50, it stores only the actual number of characters entered. More memory efficient than character. The next one is integer. It is used to store whole numbers. Example, student ID equal to 101. The next one is small int. It stores smaller value, that is whole numbers, and uses less storage. Example, age equal to 21. The next one is float. Float of m, d. It stores decimal values with appropriate precision. Example, CGPA equal to 8.75. The next one is double of MD. It stores decimal numbers with higher precision than float. Example, scientific calculations. So domain type in SQL define what kind of values can be stored in each column and help maintain correct and organized data. Now we can move on to the next slide. Create databases. In SQL, before creating tables and storing data, we first create a database. A database acts like a container that stores multiple tables and related informations. To create a database, SQL provides the create database command. The syntax is create database, database name. Here, create database gives SQL command to create a new database. The database name is the name given by the user. Example, create database, my database. This command creates a new database called my database. So let us discuss a real world example. Imagine a college management system. Database is the college database. Inside it, we want to create student table, faculty table, attendance table, marks table. After creating the database, we select it using Use My Database. This tells SQL that all upcoming tables and operations should happen inside this database. So create database is the first step in database development because it creates the space where all tables and data will be stored. Now we can move on to the next slide, that is create table. Now we will learn about the creation of table. So for creating a table, we will be providing the command create table. After creating a database, the next step is creating tables to store data. A table consists of columns. Column indicates attributes. It represents categories of data. Row. It represents records. It stores actual values. The create table command is used to define table name, column names, data types, integrity constraint, that is rules for valid data. General syntax is create table, table name of column 1 data type constraints, comma column 2 data type, comma column 3 data type, etc. up to. So let us consider an example. If you want to create a table student, so we will be giving the SQL command as create table student of /line ID char of 9 not null, name varchar of 30, age integer, department varchar of 20, primary key /line ID of. So student indicates table name, /line ID indicates stores. It means it stores student's ID. Char 9, it is a fixed length of character 9. Not null, the value should not be empty. Name, varchar of 30. It stores names up to 30 characters. Age, integer. It stores ages, numbers. Department, varchar of 20. It stores department name. Primary key, it ensures each student ID is unique. Let us consider a real world example. Think of this as creating an Excel sheet structure before entering data. So column consists of ID, name, age, department. Rows consist of individual student details. So create table is used to design the structure of a table and define rules for storing data correctly. Now we can move on to the next slide. Drop and alter table in SQL. So now we have discussed about table. So what is a table? A table stores data in rows and columns. So example is student table, it consists of ID, name and branch. After creating a table, we can drop the table if table is not required. So the drop table command is used to completely remove a table from the database. The syntax is drop table, table name. So if we want to drop a table or delete a table, we want to give the name to the command. So if you want to delete a student table, just type drop table with the table name, that is student. After giving the command, what will be happening? The entire table will be deleted. All rows and columns are removed. Structure plus data are lost permanently. So let's think from the real life. Think of it like demolishing a building. Everything inside the building is all gone. So once the data is lost, it means once the table is deleted, we can't able to recover the data from the table. The next one is alter table. The alter table command is used to modify an existing table. Once the table is created, we can also alter the table. So we will be giving the command alter table. We can also add new columns, remove columns, change data types, and also we can add constraints. So let us consider a real world example. It is like renovating a building instead of destroying it. So common alter operations. Add column. The syntax is alter table, table name, add column name, data type. So let us consider an example. If the student table is already created without an email column, we can include it by giving the query alter table student add email varchar of 50. Now the table become, the email will be included in the table. Drop command. It means drop column. If you want to drop a column, just give the command alter table, table name, drop column, column name. Now we can move on to the next slide. That is modifying the database. This topic explains how we can change the data inside a database table using SQL commands. There are three basic operations: insert, update, delete. So insert means adding new data. Update means modifying existing data. Deleting means removing a data. So first we can discuss about insert a data. So how we will be inserting a data? For that we are having a query. The syntax will be insert into table name values of value 1, value 2. Let us consider an example. Suppose we have a student table, ID, name and branch in it. To add a new student, just we will be giving a query insert into student values of 1, Rahul, CSE. The next one is update. Update or changing existing data. Now we can see about update. So update means modifying already stored data. So this command will be used for changing existing data. The syntax is update table name set column 1 equal to value 1 where condition. Let us consider an example. Change Rahul's branch from CSE to ECE. So the query we want to type will be update student set branch equal to ECE where ID equal to 1. After giving this query, the branch CSE will be changed to ECE. Now we can discuss about delete. Delete means removing tuples. Used to remove rows from a table. The syntax will be delete from table name where condition. Let us consider an example. Delete student with ID equal to 1. Here we want to delete the student name with ID 1. So we will be giving the query as delete from student where ID equal to 1. The row is removed from the table. Now we can discuss about insertion in detail. Insertion means adding new data into a database table where a new student joins college, a customer creates an account, or a product is added to Amazon. We use the insert command. First, we want to know about a tuple. What is a tuple? In databases, table is a collection of data and row is called a tuple and column consists of attributes. Let us consider an example student table. Student table consists of hall ticket ID, name, age and department. The value of hall ticket ID is 999. Name will be Mike, age is 18 and department is computer science. This complete row is called a tuple. The insert statement syntax. The syntax will be, as we discussed earlier, insert into table name values of value 1, value 2, value 3. Insert into means tells SQL we are adding data. Table name represents where to add. Values represent what actual data is. Let us consider an example. Add a new student. Insert into student values of 999 multiple 9s, Mike 18, computer science. Now we can discuss about null values. Sometimes some information is unavailable. Example, student age not known, phone number missing or email not provided. Then we can use null. Null does not mean zero or empty string. It means no value available. Let us see from the real world. Imagine a college admission office. When a new student joins, staff enters details into software. The process is called insertion. If some details are missing, they leave it as blank. That is null. Students understand quickly when they see the table changing step by step. Now we are going to study the update command in SQL. The update command is used to modify existing data inside a database table. In real life, data often changes. Students changes departments, employee gets salary increments, bank balances increase, addresses get updated. Instead of deleting and inserting again, we simply use update. The purpose of update. Update is one of the most important SQL commands because databases are dynamic. The command helps us correct mistakes, modify records, increase or decrease values, keep data up to date. Without update, database maintenance becomes very difficult. The basic syntax is update, table name, set column name equal to value, where conditions. Update table name tells which table we want to modify. Set specifies new values. Where selects which row should be updated. Without where, all rows are updated. Let us consider an example. Update student set department equal to computer science. This command changes the department column to computer science. So in updating, students should be very careful with update statements. If where condition is missing accidentally, entered table data may change. This can create serious problem in companies. In real software companies, a wrong update query can affect millions of records. Now we can discuss about deletion in detail. Deletion means removing unwanted rows from a table. Delete removes data, but the table structure still remains. Only rows are deleted, not columns or the table itself. The basic syntax is delete from table name where condition. So delete from tells the SQL to remove data. Table name specifies the table. Where selects which rows should be deleted. If where is omitted, delete from student, then all rows are deleted. This is dangerous if done accidentally. Consider an example. If you want to delete all students, we are giving the query as delete from students. This command removes all student records from the table. Delete removes records only. The table structure remains available. Columns like ID, name, department still exist. Now consider the another example. Delete specific students. If you want to delete specific students, delete from student where department equal to computer. This query deletes only students belonging to computer science department. So let us consider a real life application. Delete is used in many systems, removing cancelled railway bookings, deleting inactive user accounts, removing old records, hospital patient discharge records, deleting duplicate entries. So today we have learned many different topics from MySQL. I hope you really enjoyed our session. Thanks for watching. I will be meeting you in another video. Thank you.